What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today we're doing something a little bit special. So, for the month of July right now, to celebrate Canada Day, the Long Dark currently has an event going with special badges you can only earn during a 30-day period from the beginning to the end of July called Winter's Embrace. It's effectively, if you really want to have it summarized, it's kind of like playing the game on Voyager mode levels of loot, but interloper levels of coldness, and it just keeps getting colder. And so anyways, I've been actually asking for a game mode like this for a long time, something that's effectively interloper, but at the same time, it still has like the rifle and bullets included, so it still has like scarce loot. The only difference is the rifle and the pistol spawn in. This is a little bit easier than that. So there's a lot of loot in Winter's Embrace, and the two badges that you can actually put together during this time period, one of them is for surviving 25 days on Winter's Embrace mode, which we'll probably be able to pull off, I think. Maybe we'll do it on stream over at Twitch TV/Splattercat Gaming. I think that might be a lot of fun. And then the second badge is for eating, I think, 20 or 25. I'm not exactly sure on the number, but they've added two new foods to the game to celebrate Canada Day. I don't know if they're going to be in permanently, but one of them is maple syrup that you can drink, and then they've also added in ketchup chips that you can eat as well to kind of celebrate the Canadianness of the game and its development. And so anyways, if you eat 20 or 25 bags or bottles of those things, you should get another badge. So let's start on off. Now we'll start a new game here. I'll put it on random just to make it a little bit more interesting. Hopefully they don't give us any of the new maps, though, because I'm not familiar with Bleak Inlet. I'm somewhat familiar with Hush River Valley, but I almost never go there. And then the Bleak Inlet they added, I haven't actually seen that map yet, so this might get very, very interesting. I will call this LP real fast just so I can quickly identify it by eye. And we'll see what we pull out of the bag here. I like to start the game off every single time on random, just because I find that it makes the beginning a little bit more intense. Makes it a little bit more difficult, especially if you spawn into a zone that you don't necessarily understand or know. Alright, so this looks like Timberwolf Mountain, I'm thinking. Yep, I was going to say, we're at Timberwolf Mountain. I've played this game way too much. I got like 550 hours in this game. I can identify the spawns almost instantly when I see them just from playing over and over again. Alright, so it's going to get chilly. We are on Timberwolf Mountain right now. And really, our modus operandi should be to find a quick supply of warmth as soon as we can. General rule for Timberwolf Mountain is to go downhill. Anything that leads downhill is probably the direction you want to go. If you think about Timberwolf Mountain, it's sort of like a bottle shape that leans downwards towards the exit and the entrance to the zone on one end. And so, like, I probably shouldn't be on this incline right now. I don't want to break my ankles. Breaking an ankle right now would be a serious problem. Got some rocks over on this side. Let's stay moving. I'm not super sure where I am in Timberwolf Mountain. I've got like a rough idea. The plane crash is up there, which means I think we need to go that way. I think. It's been a long time, though. I've been on like a 1-year hiatus from the game since the last chapter came out. So honestly, I'm a little bit behind the 8-ball right now. I'm not as frosty. I'm not as experienced as I might have been had I done this like 6 months ago before I took a long break. I'm operating almost entirely off of just my memory right now, since it's been so long since the last time. Well, let's head on off this way, and we'll see if this is going to allow us an opportunity. I think there's like a climbing rock or something over here, if I remember correctly. I'm going to pick up sticks along the way, too. Inside our starting gear. Actually, we'll take a look at our starting gear in a minute once we get to safety. But for right now, I don't want to stop and look at my gear because it's going to let the cold set in. Yeah, I was going to say, I had a sneaking suspicion that there was a climbing rock down and around this thing right here that'll take us down to the basin level of the map. Which is where we need to be. This actually has some of the best loot in the game if you're actually equipped to come up here to Timberwolf Mountain on this difficulty. But since we're not and we've just arrived, I would recommend that we really not spend too much time here. There is a hunter's lodge that's all the way down at the base of the mountain, right next to the exit to the zone. We want to get there as soon as possible because that's going to be the one warm refuge that's going to exist on the map. There's also going to be some pretty good clothing spawns there. You might have noticed that I'm picking up a lot of sticks and things too while I'm walking. That's because we're going to need fire supply. We may have to stay the night here. Actually, no we won't. I think we should be able to get out of here by the end of the day. But I am picking up sticks on purpose just to kind of make sure that we have a source of warmth should we have to stay. Is there anything over here in these containers? I'm pretty sure I need a crowbar in order to access most of this.
Head feel.
Yeah, with the cargo container right there, I'm gonna need a crowbar in order to get in. So unfortunately, That's going to be a bust for right now. I hear the sounds of ravens. They might just be flying over. I don't know. I thought that might be indicative of a dead body or something around that we might be able to loot for some clothing. But, oh no, we do right there. Yeah, there they are. There's crows right there. So apparently there might be a dead guy up on top of that cave, or maybe they're circling the dead guy in the cave. I don't know. Let's go look. We'll find out. So inside the cave, we do have a dead guy. There is definitely a dead guy in here. We may want to light up and start a fire, actually, just to warm up for a minute. I don't know what they started me out with, but it might not be we started out with accelerant, so like we're actually in pretty good shape. We started out with accelerant. We've started out with no matches, though, from what I can... No, we got 12 matches. Yeah, dude, let's pop off and get warm for just a second. We don't have to get, like, crazy warm, but we can get a little warm, I think. We'll go ahead and use sticks real fast, and we've got a little newspaper roll right there. There's our first little chunk of flame. We don't want to use the big firewood. Instead, I'll just use renewable resources like sticks real fast in order to get that finished off. We should warm up pretty quick, I hope. Yeah, we're already net positive on our warmth, so if we can just get that up a little bit higher, we can wait it out for like, maybe like an hour. Yeah, just something to get the hypothermia risk off of us. I'm not crazy worried about it, but I would like to get it shed off because we do still have a pretty considerable walk in front of us. If you hear any borking happening in the background, I'm fostering a dog right now, and she is very, very borky, so I apologize. I'm going to try and get them all edited out, but some of them might overlap the commentary in such a way that just, like, be aware. There's a new dog in my home right now, and she's just kind of chillaxing, having a good time, but she's very talkative. She's an incredibly talkative dog, and she vocalizes everything. When you give her a command, she grumbles about it, and she makes a bunch of noise. Sort of husky-like, in all honesty. Always got something to say about everything, and always got to get the last word in. We want to follow this down and around this way, and then down at the end of this ravine, there's going to be a bank on our right. We want to walk up and over that bank, and it should take us to our final place of safety. And as I said, here's our little bank on the right. This should be the direction, I think, that takes us to shelter. Don't be afraid in situations like this to use up your sprint. There shouldn't be too many threats on the map on the first day, and so, like, you shouldn't need to run from wolves or anything else like that. And instead, I would just focus on getting to shelter as fast as possible. The shelter could be on our left, it could be on our right, I don't recall. We're in the neighborhood, though, and that's really, in the neighborhood is good enough most of the time. There'll be a lake around here somewhere. I don't know if it's just... we can get up on this bank right here, and we can check it out. Oh, good, there's scrapings off that tree. It means there's either a bear or a moose around, so that's fun. Just in case you wanted to deal with that nonsense. I believe we want to go this way. That's my thinking, because I think we want to go this way. There's a cave over there. I don't think we're going to have time to investigate it. We're cold right now. We're losing HP pretty quickly. And so I'd like to get a fire up and running. The downside is I don't know how warm the cabin's going to be when we get inside of it. If the cabin isn't warm enough once we get there to start slowly ticking back our vitality, that's going to represent a pretty major... I think I see water. Yeah, we're good. I see water. We got a deer. We got water. We got things happening here, Chief. Things happening. Now let's grab a few more sticks while we're in the neighborhood. Just to get as much hour time of fire as we possibly can, because, like, I don't think we're going to stay here for the night, but we might stay here for the night, so who knows. Pick up every stick we can possibly see, just in case that ends up being the case, because we're going to need about 9 hours of fire, which I think is going to be a challenge this early in the game. If you ask me to conjure up 9 hours worth of fire when I have an axe or when I have a hacksaw, I could probably do that for you. You asked me to conjure up that much fire right now at the beginning of the game when I've got empty pockets in a dream. That's going to be a little bit more unlikely. We're also going to need water pretty soon, actually, if we don't find some food over here. There's going to be cattail stalks around. We can't eat those, but we're not planning on interloper right now. There should be plenty of food laying around that we should just kind of be able to graze off of. I found that with this game mode, food is not really a problem. Food is not really a problem. It's just the intensity of the cold that's a problem. Like, you will have more than enough food to survive the long term and just kind of graze from one map to another as though it's Voyager mode. but it's really, really, really cold. And so, honestly, it makes clothing a lot more valuable on this mode, too. I may actually go after a couple of... That's a lot of rabbits over there. I might go after a couple of them. We got candy bars. We got some peaches right there. That's very, very nice. Excited about that. Some matches and some ketchup chips. All right. I've got all dressed chips at my house. I don't have a hatchet, one of the most important survival items we can get our hands on. Is there another cabin over here? There's not another fishing hut. I could go for a rabbit. Let me, before I go rabbit hunting, we've got till dusk before the rabbits will disappear. Let's go inside. Honestly, you really don't want to hunt rabbits with a big stone like this. What you want to do, and I've always hoped they would add an item like this, is you get a big stick that's curved, and you kind of carve it into a smooth shape, almost like kind of a pseudo boomerang, and it's a chucking stick. And basically, you find something like hardwood, and you make it out of that, and it's heavy, and then you use that to clunk a rabbit, and because it's curved, you can get centrifugal force when you go to throw it. It's easier on your old arm. Looks like we're pretty cold right now, so that's going to be a bit of a setback. I was hoping we'd get... Ooh, it's -6 in here, so yeah. We're going to have to figure out a fire situation and warm up. But we did get a knife, so that's good. We've got all the principal tools that we're going to need in order to survive. More matches right there, too. Easiest way to do this. Let's go ahead and start a fire this way. We got magnesium. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. We got one tinder plug right there. Let's go ahead and start a fire off. I think we should have enough fire, just looking at it. That's the only tinder plug I have? Oh, boy. Well, hopefully we get lucky. I didn't think about it. I can make some more tinder plugs out of the sticks that I have in my backpack, but it'll take time, and we may whittle our way through the flare before we get there. Come on now. There we go. I was gonna say you got to be pretty inept to not be able to light a fire with a magnesium flare. All right, let's get some warmth going. There we go. We can just throw that over there. That doesn't matter anymore. Search the hatch and kind of go through this place. We got some mittens right there. I can definitely live with that. Fishing tackle, very nice. We got a wilderness kitchen book. That's going to level up our cooking, which is more important than you would think it is. Mostly on interloper, though. We've got a little bit of cloth right there. I'm going to use some time. Let's go ahead and break this down real fast. We're getting warm anyways, so there's really... What's that? Sport vest? It's better than nothing. I'll take it. I don't really want to hike that rope out of here, but they may expect me to do so. Let's go ahead and break that down, too. Each one of those things will give me a little bit of reclaimed wood. Alright, so reclaimed wood. Keep doing your thing. I think we should have enough firewood to get through till morning. Like, I think we'll be alright. We got newsprint right there. Anything inside this drawer? Nuts and stuff. Okay, we got a fishing line right there. I would also suggest that maybe... Oh, we started out with a ½ liter of water. Where did that come from? Nice. Okay, take it. I was expecting to have less water, but cool. I'm going to suggest we go get ourselves a rabbit for dinner. That's what I'm going to suggest. That way we have the hide on us already. And once we have the hide, we can start tanning it and getting it ready so we can make some rabbit mittens. Let's kind of use this as a good opportunity to pick up sticks along the way, too. We'll see how much my skills have degraded. I used to be able to 360 no-scope a rabbit from a long ways away in this game. And we'll see if I've still got it in me. If I still got the old flick of the wrist. I'll also pick up a couple of these for a few more tinder plugs. You can use the cattail fluffs off the top to light a fire. Just as kindling. Alright, bunnies. Let's see what we got going on here, bunnies. Would you guys like to come with me, bunnies? I would like it if you came with me, bunnies. This one's probably our easiest target right here. It's the world's, the worst eyesight you've ever seen on a rabbit, unfortunately. Apparently, I'm a little bit off to the right after 6 months of not playing. That's okay. Hey, we got him. There it is. So there's number 1. Sorry, little buddy. Sorry, little pal. It's just not your day. It's just a rough time to be you. There's number 2. And good night. And if I could pick up a third, I wouldn't be against it. I don't think we really need a third rabbit. This might be a tad of overkill. Like, we may want to extend some mercy, but like... There we go. There's the throw. With the long snipe. And there's 3 rabbits right there. Yeah, your fingers are going to feel a little chilly either way, man. It's the way she goes. I would like to chop some wood out here, actually. There's probably a limb or like a log or something around that I can make use of. Let's grab another cattail stalk just for kindling. That's it. I only want the cattail head. I don't really care about the food. We are set up on food right now. We've got enough rabbit to last us probably at least 3 or 4 days, so that'll be okay. Not a lot of fat on a rabbit, though. You got to be careful about that. End up getting rabbit fever. All right, so we got a deer. This one, he's heading right for us, Ned. That's actually considerably dangerous in real life. Deer kill a lot of people in real life. Deer kill more than sharks and bears combined in the contiguous United States every year. Deer are kind of deadly in the rutting season. They get kind of mean. They get kind of mean. All right, let's get back inside and see if we can warm up for a second. We got plenty of tasks. I think we're going to spend the night here. I think I've made up my mind. I think we're going to spend the night here and just kind of do what we got to do. We got 6 hours of fire left. That's okay. It's not the best. It's something. What I would recommend doing is... Do we have a can right here? We got cooking slots right here. Can we make... Yeah, we got a recycled can right there. So we can make a little bit of water. That's going to take about 38 minutes to boil. I don't know how long it's going to take us to knock this out with the rabbit. It's going to take us about 40 minutes. That's okay. That's about right. As long as I'm getting something done, I don't mind. There we go. I'm always trying to be, like, as productive as possible when I play this game. Now, this rabbit right here still got a little bit of weight on him. Let's go ahead and pull the meat off of him real quick. Actually, we'll focus on the hides first. That's what I care about. I care about the hides a lot more than I care about the meat for the moment. There we go. All right. A little bit more water. I don't want to, like, totally overdo it on water. I think if we get, like, 1 more liter of water, we'll be in really solid shape. Like, 1 more liter of water, I think will last us probably 2 days, 3 days. It's about right. That's what I'm looking for. We are going to get tired pretty soon.
Close my eyes.
It's okay. You can close your eyes in just a second. We got a little bit more work to be done. Oh, is that the only cooking spot? Okay, if that's the only cooking spot, then for right now... Actually, let me dress these rabbits real quick. So we'll go ahead and we'll put that right there. We'll get that going. Let me dress these... Oh, there's a blizzard coming in. Nasty one, too, from the sound of it. All right, let's get these rabbits all dressed up, and then once they're dressed, we'll cook them for dinner tonight. Good chance we're going to freeze to death tonight if this blizzard stays, because I don't think we have enough wood to make the night. That is the one thing that's kind of dangerous about this spawn, is it's very, very easy to get caught here and not have enough wood to make the night. But that's more of an interloper concern, so we'll kind of keep an eye on it. We've done a lot of good right here. We've still got 5 hours left. That's boiled, so we'll take this over here. And now we just need to cook up all of this rabbit. So 38 minutes until that's done. That's the last of the rabbit meat. You got 3 hours of fire left. I got all the food cooked up, though, so, like, we should be able... Yeah, 8 calories. That's what I like to see. We should be able to just nom down on a lot of this rabbit right here and just be in really, really good shape by the time we get done. We got a little bit of water that's not quite that great. I'd like to keep my stomach full since we're playing on a little bit easier of a mode than we normally do. If we keep our stomach full for, like, a couple days straight, we'll get a bonus to our carrying capacity, which is actually pretty important in my opinion. I like to have the bonus to my carrying capacity. I might eat these chips too, because why not? I'm trying to get that achievement. There we go, perfect. Those limited run achievements, man, they'll make you do crazy things. Alright, so we're full up on water, and we are full up on food. Now we just gotta fill up on fire, and hopefully we can rest till morning and not die. Take those matches with me. Let's add some fuel. I'm gonna throw the fur in there. That should add 2 hours per, right? I thought fur added 2 hours, so we got about 10 hours of heat left. let's break this down. I just kind of want to make sure this doesn't go totally sideways on me. I'm a little bit worried about our wood supply. I really sincerely am. Let's break this down. It's going to take an hour and a half. That's rough. We're going to lose some HP, but I can live with it. There we go. So we've got a little bit of time left over here. We'll throw that in there. Kind of get that as far as it'll go. That gives us another hour to play with. It also allowed us to stay up a little bit later at night, just so we can make sure we sleep till dawn. I'm really, really hoping that we lose this storm. If this storm is like a 2-day, 3-day storm first thing in the game, it's going to be a rough one making our way to Pleasant Valley. But for now, we get 10 hours of sleep in. Get all of our energy back, get ready for a hard day tomorrow. Just kind of make sure that we're in a position to make moves. Very nice. We lasted till morning, and we've still got 5 hours left. Nice, dude. Okay. Well, let's go take a look outside. We'll see how bad it is, and if we want to make our move now while we've got an opening, or if we're going to make that move a little bit later. It's definitely chilly out here. We may want to wait until the overcast clears so we can get some sunlight, possibly. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of tasks to get done. I probably should have cured the hides a little bit while I was here, but, like, I'm lazy and I don't care. Let's go ahead and drop this over here. All right, and we got 5 hours of fire left. I mean, we could get some energy back. Sleep for another 2 hours. Might as well fill up all meters. I mean, the wind pick up on me? Really hope that it didn't. It did. Okay, so we need to get out of here, like, right now. There's 2 storms back to back. So we need to, like, vamoose, like, right this second. The way you're trying to go is going to be over here and underneath this arch, all right? And if you follow this back this way, you should find your way to the exit of the zone. You should. It's not a guarantee, but, like, you can give it your best shot. This is one of those games where having a meta knowledge of the maps is, like, a massive, massive boon. And if you don't have that, you're always going to struggle a little bit. All right, so if you see the big wheel on the ground, cut left and go up in this little ravine right here. So you go into the arches and just follow with the mountain on your left until you see that wheel right there. And then you're going to cut to the left, and this is going to take you back to Pleasant Valley, which will make our lives a lot easier. There's actually, like, locations that you can survive in long-term in Pleasant Valley, just due to the fact that there's a gun spawn here, there's a pistol spawn, there's wolves, there's deer, there are rabbits. Like, it's a really, really good map. Pleasant Valley is a solid map to survive on. The only critique that I have of Pleasant Valley is that there's not a lot of cattail stocks. So, you know, that's going to be something that you just sort of miss out on. Off we go. We're up and out of here. So there's your lovely transition screen, and our chances of surviving just went up pretty moderately, in all honesty. Pleasant Valley is a much better setup than we've got over here. All right, so Pleasant Valley. Let's talk about it. This is one of the best zones in the game, in my opinion. If you're playing on Interloper, Pleasant Valley is a really strong choice as far as picking the place where you want to finally rest at and just sort of, like, subsist. There's a lot of rabbits that spawn here. There's a lot of deer that spawn here. There's bear that spawns here. There's wolves that spawn here. Pretty much everything that you need. The house here has a warmth variance that's really, really good by comparison to a lot of the buildings in the game for Interloper. On this mode, we honestly just need to find clothing first. Like, we're pretty much walking around nude at the moment. We're going to have hypothermia risk pretty soon if we don't get indoors. However, I do have a plan to make that happen because we have a really big walk in front of us before we're going to make it to safety. Like, we're kind of like on the far provincial end of the map where there's, like, nothing. And so anyways, when we get to the bottom of this rope, one thing to keep an eye on is when we flip around on our right, there's going to be kind of like a bank and like a big log. Look behind that log. There's something there that's really going to help you survive if you get yourself caught on this side of the map without anywhere to go, like in the middle of a blizzard or whatever. There is a little hut right here. It's easy to see the hut and focus on that and not realize and just come over here being like, ooh, loot. Oh, a pot. Nice. I'll take the pot for sure. What do we have here? Pinnacle peaches. Okay. And nothing inside the backpack. Fair enough. I don't really want the log. It's easy to focus on the building and be like, what's in here? Sometimes there's stuff just inside the door of the outhouse. Go on the other side of this fallen tree right here. Take a look. And boom. You got yourself a fallout shelter. And this fallout shelter is actually pretty solid as far as like staying warm goes. We can rest here for like a couple of hours just to kind of get our warmth up and get rid of that hypothermia. There you go. Just to kind of warm up a little bit. And then on top of that, we should actually have a decent amount of loot here as well. On Interloper, this place is usually devoid. You usually don't find much here. But on this mode, there might actually be some really good like parkas or gloves. There's some gloves right there. I've never seen anything inside of there. Some people have told me that there's been stuff inside of there, but I've literally never seen anything inside the vent right there. So take from that what you will. People swear up and down that stuff spawns inside of there, but I would kind of argue to the contrary. I've never seen it. Maybe that's just because I only play on Interloper. Maybe it's not. I don't know, but I've never seen anything in there. Actually, we kind of got skunked. There's another hacksaw right there, but we don't really need it. Hacksaw is kind of a waste. Ketchup chips, I'll take that. That's for the achievement. I love ketchup chips. Newsprint roll for tinder. Okay. Everything has a use. You just got to be ready to use it. We can't really make a fire in here, by the way. If you make a fire in here, you're going to regret it. So really, I guess the decision that we have to make is, do we want to risk hypothermia trying to go from here to our next place of shelter? It's a tough call. It's a real tough call. We're kind of like just on the edge of cold right now. I think if I could get this meter filled up a little bit more, I'd feel better about it. Sounds like we got a blizzard coming in, though. Yeah, it sounds pretty nasty up there. Let's make it interesting. Let's go for it. I should stay here, but let's go for it. Why not? I think we can make it. I think we can make it. So really, I navigate by landmarks on this map, so I can't really tell you where I am right now once we leave the eye line of... Is that a dog? Aw, dude, weak. He's gonna come over here, he's gonna try to steal my guts. I think if I can stay moving, we can get away from him. I'm not that worried about him. The number one best way to get away from wolves is actually to go up over a steep cliff and drop off the opposite side. Their pathfinding doesn't know how to deal with that, so it's a bit of an exploit, but it is pretty effective, actually. Let's go ahead and keep eyesight on him, just to let him know that we're watching and we're not afraid of him, and that we will square up if necessary. Over this hill right here, there should be a little tiny fisherman's hut, I think. He's keeping up with us pretty good. I'm not worried about him because I have bait on us right now, so I can drop the bait when necessary in order to get him up and off of us. But yeah, it's a fairly severe fall. There we go. That should fix our wolf problem. I don't think he's going to have a way. I mean, he might be able to come down that slope right. Oh, no, 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 no. Had to do something a little drastic right there because we have problems. Okay, he de-aggroed. Oof, that was a close one. That was a real close one. That was a close one, my dudes. We almost bit the big one right there. I've got an axe, so I could have fought him off, but I'd really prefer not to. There we go. There's our little hut. I found it. I had to make my way down a pretty steep mountain. Didn't break my legs or anything. I did slip and fall and get some bruising, though, so our health is going to be a little bit worse than I'd prefer. But, you know, anyone that you walk away from. From here, we should have a pretty easy run to get to where it is we're trying to go. There's a bunch of rabbits that spawn over here, so if at this point your character is kind of hungry and low on resources, this is a... Oh, great, there's a climbing rope right there. I came all the way down that mountain right there using Skyrim tricks. Figures. It figures, chat. It figures. A bunch of bunnies over here, so, you know, a little bit hungry. I guess you can get down on some rabbit. I'm more interested in just not being freezing anymore. So I think that's what I'll do, is I'll try to not be freezing anymore. I hope there's clothing in here, too. That's what I really, really hope for. Like, if we could find a jacket or, like, really anything that I can put on, that would be great. Yeah, thermal underwear. Love it. Thermals are the best. Some of that waffle print thermal underwear. Yeah, dude. That'll get you done. I see secret loot right there. Some people miss stuff like that, but the developers love hiding little pieces of loot up underneath things in, like, weird, unlikely spots. And so, you know, just keep your eye open for just about anything, in all honesty. I would scan around pretty much underneath. Yeah, see? I would look around underneath pretty much everything in this game, just to make sure you're not missing out. I don't think we have a sewing kit, so like a lot of the stuff that we're picking up is not going to be immediately helpful, especially since a lot of it is very low durability. We were lucky in a certain regard because we spawned in with one of the best pairs of boots in the game, so that's pretty good. We also spawned in with one of the best hats in the game. So we've got a lot of stuff going for us right now. Like a lot of stuff going for us. If we feed ourselves and we sleep for a little bit, I think we'll be all right. We still got sodas, right? Okay, so we got some sodas left. That's good. A little bit of water. Let's go ahead and we'll eat some ketchup chips real fast just to move our badge and our achievement along and to show our Canadianness. I'm recording this on Canada Day. Probably won't be Canada Day by the time you guys see it, but, you know, I did my best. I tried really, really hard. There we go. Just give me a little bit more of that water right there. Just give me a little bit more hydration. Perfect. And so now that we're tired, I would suggest that we just kind of catch a nap for a little bit. We're going to wake up earlier in the morning than I would like to wake up. Like, hey, you know, that's life. My name is Splat. Thank you for joining me for the long, dark winter's embrace. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll see you all next time. Thank you for being here. If you want to see more, make sure you leave a like on it. Also, check out the Twitch channel where I will be playing this event. Aside from that, I've also got a Discord that's linked down below that you can check out. How you doing? Take care, and I'll have something hot and fresh for you off the Indie Skillet tomorrow, everybody. Goodbye.